So, hello, Holly, session number 4.
Number four.
Yes. How have you been doing?
Ah, really good. Um, well, I finished the book.
Okay.
So good. Um, but I want to say that there's a man that I have been getting to know, and he doesn't really like my rule, but he is, has been abiding by it, respecting it.
Right.
And I'm so fucking glad I didn't kiss this man. I have had a crush on him for a while and was excited and trying really hard not to get excited about the possibilities of this man. And he was so good and everything was so good. And then he doesn't follow me on TikTok, so he doesn't really know so much about my life, which I'm grateful for. And we started talking about politics, and he is not a fan of the trans community.
Ooh.
Not a fan at all. So
Uh-oh.
I stayed quiet and let him dig his own hole. And at the end, I told him I have a trans son. And if I had been already sexually intimate with him, I would, I think, felt you have this. Okay, I wrote down this thing in your book where it says, I wrote, you're talking about this. Once you're in a relationship, then and you've already made out with them or had sex with them, then you have this feeling to work things out and you feel stuck. And I would have felt that way with him. I would have felt the need to convince him, educate him, all this stuff. And instead, I was hoping that him and I were going to go out tonight. Instead, I went like this. Like I completely lost all interest the
Yeah.
moment he said that he thinks the whole trans community is foolish. And no, listen, and here's how I feel, and I had to go back and write it on my list. Not only, I don't want to date somebody who tolerates the trans community. I want to date somebody who celebrates because my child is part of that. And I swear to God, if we had already been intimate, I would have gotten myself in a pickle.
Yes.
And so I see the benefit of this and how they just weed out. They weed themselves out. They just weed themselves out. Um, I have a man who's been messaging me on TikTok, adamantly against what you preach or teach.
Right.
Um, and I have been going back and forth with him. He's been respectful. We're having you know, conscious educational conversations. No flirting or anything like that. It's been good because it makes me challenge myself on what do you believe. This man, shoot, it's on my phone what he wrote to me.
It,
He's
you could go on your phone. It'll freeze the screen, but I
uh,
can still hear your voice.
okay. Okay, where did I screenshot it? Yeah. Okay. Oh no, that's the other screenshot. No, I did not screenshot it. Oh, he said, let me come back. He's like, the only man that's going to wait for 3 months is a man who's closet gay. Why does anybody need to be closet gay anymore?
All right.
Because it's not like I'm a pastor anymore, or we're like in a religious community. Number two, he called him a sociopath, but a man who is dating you, but he's definitely sleeping with other women on the side. You just won't know about it.
Right, right.
Or a man who just has no libido whatsoever.
Okay.
Those are the only three types of men that he thinks would date me.
Uh-huh. So in order to so here's what this guy, this is not a man, Holly, that you're talking to, right? You recognize that? This is a
Chapter guys versus men. That was good.
this is a guy. So this guy thinks anybody who practices patience and impulse control is either gay, lacks integrity, or is not interested in sex.
Yes.
And that's fear mongering and projection.
Is. And my response was, cool. If a man honestly doesn't think I'm worth waiting 3 months for, I mean, serious.
Yeah.
The math, based on how busy kids, teenagers that come here every other week, over the course of 3 months, I would have anywhere from 12 to 24 dates. That is not a lot.
Right.
In my mind, that's not a lot of, really getting to know each other. And the more I look around and I talk to my friends, I realize your man don't actually like you. Your man likes you for your body and your domestic labor, but that's about all he likes.
Yeah.
And I'm not willing to do that again. So, I don't know if you saw the post that I made this week. Um, a man had said, I'm talking about your book, and he throws out these totally wrong statistics about how there's 25 women for every one man. Pickings are slim for you. So basically, you need to lower your standard. So the statistics were wrong, and I wasn't going to debate with him about that. I don't care if it was 100 women to every one man. My response back was, we don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, we don't care. We don't care what the statistic is. We do not, we will not lower our standards to be with an abusive asshole just so we're not lonely.
Yeah.
I will say that even maybe 6 months ago, I wasn't that concrete about how I feel about that now. But I have, I've been single for the last 3 months and have been really doing the work as much as I possibly can. I'm not on dating apps. I'm taking a hiatus. I'm occasionally, if men out in public ask me out, I'll go out, but I'm still doing the work and I'm still following these principles. And I am happy. I am content. I am, and I don't know if I've ever been this at peace before. I have never been at peace before with just looking into my future, knowing that it might be a life without a companion, and that's okay.
Yeah.
So when these men come along and they are really just manipulating you into thinking that, oh, well, you're going to be alone and desperate and die alone and da da da. When I look at my life, I'm like, but I'm not alone.
Yeah.
I have 4 kids. I have a great community of women. I'm not alone. So I think that your program is easier to do, or your philosophy is easier to do when you've got to that place.
Yes.
But if you're not at that place, like the whole first half of your book is about getting to that place. And if you're not at that place, you're desperate, which I have been many times, then yeah, you fall for their bullshit.
Yeah.
So I'm just really proud of myself because I had 2 dates last week that I never like had a second date with them
Right.
because of my choice. And I don't know. I am just seeing right through the bullshit. And I gotta tell you, my friends, okay, your chapter discover period 15 discovery period questions that will really peel his onion, like the 15 questions that you ask to get to know them. I love those questions.
Yeah.
I have a list of questions that I ask to find out their values, but how you ask, like, that's a mind fuck. You're playing games right there, girl. You are asking questions to find out, to pull the curtain away and see behind the scenes. And I love it.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, then the whole chapter 37 on is he a guy or a man in 12 ways to know the difference. I read that chapter. It felt like your older sister sitting you down and being like, here it is.
Yeah.
All the secrets to the universe about what kind of man you actually really want. Now, I have to be honest with you. You say these men exist? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, baby girl, my husband is the template.
Do you have the only one, girl?
No, there's more.
I know a few men that are like this. Of course, they're married. I'm just waiting for their wives to die so that I can. Kidding. Um,
Kidding.
but I loved this chapter. It opened my mind so much to. I really think that the God honest truth is, I got to say this without being offensive to the male race, but or gender, but we just we set the bar so low for them, and we've allowed it to stay so low. And so if a guy comes along and he's even remotely like, I mean, I stayed in my marriage for 20 years because I was thinking he doesn't beat me, he provides and pays the bills. That's better than 50% of the other men in the world, right?
Right.
So I just, I don't think we women, we must not think we deserve this.
We weren't taught.
We were not taught,
We were not taught.
not taught that a man could be this way. Even though I know I have met men this way, men choose to be valued for their character. That's only the good ones. Men
Yeah.
versus guys.
Yeah.
So I had to keep reminding myself of that through that.
Yeah.
This was men are too busy achieving goals or delving into the soul satisfying hobbies to have several women on the go. That is so true. I know men, and they're really good, really good men. But I have to tell you, the chapter shoot, where is it? Which one's the chapter on what women should be?
Uh, that's the seven traits men are looking for in women.
Yeah, okay.
Uh, and
I'm
7 qualities, chapter 44.
44.
Yeah. 186.
I have to tell you that I read this and I literally put the book down and thought, maybe I'm not ready. No, maybe I'm not there. Maybe I should not be in a relationship. This was challenging.
The 7 traits. Which part?
Um, so it's hard because in context, this is the type of woman you're going to be with a quality man.
Yes.
And I had to keep reminding myself, I haven't always been this type of woman because I've been with some assholes, you know? So I had to keep reminding myself that. Like you say, love is about giving space without judgment and offering forgiveness when the journey takes us down rough roads. And being able to evolve together is what truly bonds two people in love. Well, every single sentence in the chapter I had to think through. I had to stop and think because I was not like that at the end with my last ex.
Right.
But he was a closet addict.
Yeah.
So I had to keep reminding myself, yeah, actually I have had a relationship with a man before him for a year and a half, and we never argued. Voice, this is how we treated each other, and it was beautiful and amazing. Unfortunately, well, I can't publicly talk about why it didn't, but um, but it definitely did not work out. So I guess I know I am capable. I've done it before. I just still need to heal from this last relationship because right now I'm still feeling bitterness, especially after I posted that we don't want to be with abusive assholes. It went viral and I don't know, it's like 150,000 viral for me, 150,000 views. And I just got hundreds of men commenting. You're infertile, you're unattractive, nobody wants you anyway, you're a narcissist, you're this, you're the guys saying that.
Yes.
Because there were a handful of men, a handful, that came to my defense. So right now I'm just trying to reconcile that in my head because I'm like, maybe I don't want to be with a man.
Well, if you're going to be with somebody, it should be a man, not a
Versus,
or a woman. But a woman or a man, not a girl or a guy.
yes, you're exactly right. Um, okay, so let me tell you some other things.
Okay.
Oh my God, this made me die laughing. Uh, a man is a prettier version of a caveman.
It's true. We still have throwbacks. We still have instincts.
Yes, yes, a prettier version of a caveman. I thought that was really funny. Um, I loved that how you talked about, they do like a woman who's feminine. In this sentence, you've made him feel like $1,000,001 just by looking like a million yourself.
Yeah.
That is true. Not in all men, or not in guys, because guys, when you look amazing, get intimidated, don't want the attention, don't like the attention, don't want you to have the attention. But a man
Mm.
will just walk you around the room like a proud little rooster that he is.
Looking good, baby.
Yes, it was so so wonderful. Um okay, so ooh, I loved this too. Men want to find out what makes you amazing. And so you should not be like vomiting out constantly all your shit and what you don't like about you. Say, I don't want to discolor his view of me with my own skewed version or vision.
Yeah.
That is gold.
Thank you.
Applies to any relationship.
Yeah.
And it's just not good to be walking around saying, oh, I'm a piece of shit, I'm ugly, I'm da 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 da. What is that? What good does that do?
Right.
Really liked that as well. Um, okay, and then I wanted to ask you, I think it's really hard. This can be true, but when people say, and I had a lot of men say this to me, oh, it's not that men aren't good. It's just that your picker's off. You're a bad picker.
Right.
Your response be to that?
My response is, okay, lend me $10,000. Trust me, bro. I'll pay you back.
Yeah.
Right now, lend me $10,000. Trust me. I'll pay you back. Oh, you don't want to? But you've known me for 3 weeks or a month or however long like, here's the thing. When guys say that, first thing I ask them is, how long do you think it should take for me to trust you? Give you exclusivity, kissing sex, exclusivity, relationship status. And usually they'll say a month. It'll it'll be a short period of time. And so I'll say, okay, so then in a month, are you lending me $5,000? And they go, no. And I say, but shouldn't it go both ways? If I'm supposed to trust you so much, you're the right person. Trust me, bro. You're the right person. I trust that listen, I know in 4 weeks, I know you well enough. So I trust you well enough to reject other people for you and give you my body. I trust you with my body. I reject other people for you because you are the best selection. Trust me, bro. So you're going to lend me $5,000, right? Because if I trust you that much, don't you trust me that much? And this is where they start losing their shit. Because these are the same guys that say, oh, you're going to use a no kissing for 3 months dating rule. Well, then pay for yourself. So money is very important to them, and how their money is spent, where their money goes is very important to them. But our mental health and emotional well-being, our bodily integrity, not so important. All they want is access to us. So I challenge them by saying, okay, then how quickly should I trust you? And in that period of time, like if it's a short period of time, it's about $5,000. If it's a longer period of time, I'm like $10,000, right? Up in the ante here. So if that's all it takes, that amount of time, then you trust me too, don't you? And this is where you see the hypocrisy.
Yes. Okay, I'm writing that down. Yeah, they just listen. I know my picker has been on,
Let
but
me correct you. Let me correct you. Nobody's picker is off. We have been indoctrinated and brainwashed into a dating culture that says kiss a stranger. Nobody's picker is going to be on when we've been taught to not use discernment. We've been taught to not do our due diligence. We've been taught to not make informed decisions when it comes to who gets exclusivity. They want exclusivity on the first date. We've been taught that's what we're supposed to do. Our picker isn't off. We've been brainwashed into picking the wrong ones. Step one, kiss on the first, second, third, fourth date. Step two, fighting is normal, fighting is healthy. Our picker isn't off. We've been indoctrinated to pick the wrong people and stay in those relationships because we're taught to be convenient to who? To males.
And they are not happy that we are not wanting to be convenient anymore.
Who cares? It's, by the way, it's not the men who are unhappy. The men have been standing on the sidelines going, why isn't anybody noticing me? The guys are the ones who are vomiting blood right now because they can't handle how we're switching the game on them.
Yes. Yes, I agree with that. So when they say your picker is off, that's your problem, then I just pull out the whole trust thing. Okay, when am I supposed to trust you? And you're right, we've been taught not to discern and to trust first. Isn't that so silly?
Like we're taught as kids, stranger danger. Don't trust a stranger. And then we become adults and we're told to pick a stranger for a long-term relationship. Make it make sense.
I mean, trust has got to be earned.
Yeah.
My side and their side. Yeah. Okay. So I did my mantras this week.
Yes.
I
Okay.
am relationship is perfect.
Yes. I love that. I love that.
Um, it felt giddy to say every time.
Yeah.
Like, because, I'm a recovering perfectionist. Perfection is bad. But when you came in and gave that different definition, that I could do. That I could do. But
Yeah.
also, I gotta say, in this whole guys versus men thing, how you talk about it in the book, it's like so subtle, these subtle nuanced things that you can pick up on to know immediate, pretty right away how they are. And so every man I see now,
Yeah.
I'm
I,
like, God, like I feel like Santa Claus, naughty, nice, naughty, nice.
so I want to point that out. Every man I see now, I have a quick I do a quick judgment. I'm able to quickly assess. And this is something I say to people. If you buy, because I have women who say, where are all the good men? And I say, check this out. Look at this analogy right here. If you buy a certain make and model of car, do you not suddenly start recognizing it everywhere? It was always out there in that quantity, but familiarity creates recognition. When you become familiar with the 12 character traits, lickety split.
100%, 100%. And it just feels like so much more empowering. Also feels like it's like more black and white because before, when red flags would start to arise, hot old Holly would, just it was so subconscious, but oh, or I can ignore that, or my name is Hope with Holly on TikTok. Sometimes you can have hope for the wrong things. And you just sit and keep hoping that this man is going to change or grow up or be better.
Yeah.
I have a fountain of hope that runs through me. And I've been using some of that for the wrong things. And it just really opened up my eyes that, are you that desperate? Are you that desperate that you will just imagine that he's somebody else,
Yeah.
somebody, somebody different. I gotta let my dog in. Do you hear him barking?
Yes, go get your Poochie.
Oh, he's sorry.
Hello, papi.
So excited. Um, so I gotta say, your book produced a lot of emotions inside of me, but one of them really was humbling. Like I was humbled. Humbled because how did I not know all of this before?
You were never taught. It's not your fault.
True, I've never been taught. Also, didn't seek it out. Um,
Holly, none of us were taught this. None of us were taught this. And even, listen, nobody's written No More Assholes before me. Nobody did 12 character traits before me. I don't see any book talking about using a no kissing for 3 months dating rule. So, how could you have even sought it out if you wanted to?
when did you write this book? I should have found it. That's when I should have found it in 2001.
2016, girl, you're late.
Right to the game. Um, yeah, this you made a video on International Women's Day saying like we're going to start a revolution. I feel it in my soul, girl.
I got 3 vision boards.
Yes, it to have that video of me saying we're not settling anymore. We don't want assholes. Thousands of women saying yes, yes, I agree. Yes, yes. I was like, "Oh my god." Like women are ready for a change. And it's very much in my age group and up because we've experienced it. But how do we explain this to 20-year-olds? Like, don't, well, first of all, we've got to get them to value themselves first. Like,
On my live stream today, I had some trolly troll saying, nobody young is ever going to want to do this. I said, ladies, how old are you? And I had 15, 19, 22, 25, 27, in addition to 29 and up.
nice.
Yeah.
Good. We have got to get this message out there more because this seems like, I grew up in purity culture and that was really extreme. Really, no kissing or sex until marriage. Um, that is not a good idea at all.
Right.
And this just, it seems, you never want to be extreme, right? Either you're on this in this ditch off the road or you're in this ditch off the road. And this seems like it just comes into the middle. And this just seems like, yeah, this makes sense. Like this is logic.
Yes.
This is not religion. This is not manipulation. This is just logic. Yeah, dude, I need 3 months to see if I trust you before I give you my body. How that seems totally logical to me.
Yeah.
Now, doable. Oh my God, I hope I can do it.
Yeah.
No, I can. I have signs all around my room saying I have control. I am in control of myself and a woman of my word. Uh, but I but I do actually I really do think I can do it. I really do because it all comes back to are you valuable? Are you valuable enough to do this?
Yeah.
Valuable enough to hold your boundaries for 3 months to see if you can trust this person. If they're worthy of your treasure.
Worthy of your mental health, worthy of your emotional well-being. That's what it's all about. I'm filling a position, the role of the person who's by my side. No one else is closer to me, not my mom, not my kids. No one is going to be by my side more than the person I choose to have by my side, not my friends. This person is going to be in my life more than anybody else. They will be detrimental or enhancing my mental well-being, my emotional well-being. What will it be? It's one or the other. Either you make it better or you make it worse. There's no neutral. So it's important to pick the person who's going to be supportive of your mental health and emotional well-being. And when I propose the no kissing for 3 months dating rule, and the guy in front of me says, ugh, no fucking way, I block and delete him because you don't support my well-being, period. You don't care about my safety, period.
Yes. Why do they not see that? Like, this is what I've tried to explain to this man that's debating with me. You know, I tell him, like, I was molested, I was raped, I was attempted rape at 40. Like, how do you not see
Yeah.
women? And there's also a male dating coach on TikTok who also does not agree. And
Are we talking about Jake Maddox?
no,
Oh,
this,
different.
he's new to TikTok, and I follow all dating coaches just to, whether I agree or not, I just want to hear what they're saying and what's being said. Um yeah, and he's of the mindset like that's silly, you don't need rules, it's insincere.
Is what theater?
Here, because you've created rules somehow.
Right.
And I'm like, you are and I wrote back, I'm like, you're a coach. You're like, you have you have to have some kind of credentials to be a coach or take some kind of course or something, right?
It
Like,
is
no,
unregulated. I could have, listen, I don't have any certificates, any degrees because all of them are purchased. A certified coach is somebody who bought the certification. That's it. It doesn't mean you're good.
yeah. And I just wrote back, I'm like, how do you not see, that this assault happens to women and we need time to trust? And his response was, well, uh, it sounds like you just need to get healing from your sexual assault and move on.
In other words, I don't care.
Yes, exactly. And I'm like, okay, let's say that's the case. I still need 3 months to find out, are you a narcissist? Are you an asshole? Are you trustworthy? Like, are you a good man or are you a guy? And to that, he did not respond.
Of
Uh,
course not.
but uh, I just think, I just don't understand how men don't see. I mean,
It's
you really know, and they're just pulling one over on us.
willful ignorance.
That's right. Willful. Willful.
Yeah, willful ignorance. It's not that they don't get it, it's that they don't care. And as long as they don't care, then they'll continue. Listen, it's easy to not care, isn't it? It's easier to not care. It's easier to drive by. It's easier to ignore. It's easier to simply focus on satisfying yourself regardless of how that affects other people. That's easier. It's so easy to be selfish. My husband is selfless. He works himself to the bone. Literally, we're 50 years old. He's finally starting to slow down because he's so selfless. He looks after so many people. It's so easy to be selfish. You go, no kissing for 3 months, pay for yourself, right? It's so easy to be selfish and go, so you've been abused in the past. So what? I want access to your body. Give it to me. It's so easy to be selfish. So that's why we use that no kissing for 3 months dating rule. What are you? Are you selfish? I don't want you. I don't. It's going to be a life of misery and fighting and arguing because you're always going to be right, even when you're wrong.
Yeah, that is so true. That is so true. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just, I'm trying not to get bitter.
Right.
I'm really trying not to get bitter.
And
And
Holly, stop trying to change people. Those ones that don't want to get it, stop wasting your time.
100% agree. Have have really been able to do that and cut people out. I just honestly, I think it's like this is how bitter I am. I think maybe only 10% of men are men.
Fair.
And that makes me sad. And there's nothing I can do about it. And I guess I guess it makes me sad to the core because I think, yeah, maybe I'll never get a traveling partner, a companion, a man who is like this. How do I deal with that?
Um, that's
I
a good
don't,
that's a good question. It's
but I don't need a man. I recognize that. I'm very happy in my life. Um, but I suspect that when my kids leave and I'm alone all the time, of course I have my girlfriends, but plus I want to have sex again.
yes. So you can have a sneaky, right? Like your little buddy, right? If so here's the thing. I like to get people to ask themselves, where am I at in my life? Am I looking for a long-term partner or am I not? And so not confusing your process, right? If you are looking for a long-term partner, use the no kissing for 3 months date, no kissing, no sex, no sleepovers, no exclusivity. If you're not looking for a long-term partner, go have all the fun you want. So really just kind of understanding yourself and what it is that's in your heart and what you desire. How do you deal about the sadness over possibly not being with somebody? Is that what you want to project and step into? Or are you going to manifest the man you're looking for?
Yeah, I mean, I totally get that about manifesting, and I do want a relationship. I do want to manifest the man to come into my life,
Have
but
you
I can't deny the fact that I still think, oh my gosh, this may never happen.
so here's what happened. What you did is you took the dating world and you narrowed it down to the generous long-term thinkers. And because your brain went from quantity to quality, you suddenly went into scarcity. Because
Yeah,
what you're saying to yourself is there's so little quality, but it doesn't matter how little quality there is. What matters is, will you be available when you come across it? You know, when people say, I was looking and looking, and then when I stopped looking, I found the one. There's something that happened in manifestation on there. And part of that is the releasing of the outcome. You need to believe that you deserve it. You need to be clear about what you want. And then you release the outcome. When you're manifesting, right? When I'm manifesting money, the moment I get into a sense of gratitude about money, I switch my mind to thinking something else. What I'm doing in that moment is releasing it. When you release the outcome, you send your manifestation into the universe and it goes fishing for what it is that you're looking for and it pops it into your path.
I 100% fell into scarcity. You're exactly. Um, although it does feel scary.
But so here's the thing. It feels more scarce because you did narrow. You're funneling, my love. So yes, you're funneling from quantity to quality. But remember that car? Remember that car, that make and model of car that you got that you suddenly started seeing everywhere? The men are out there in that quantity. Before you got that certain car, you weren't seeing it, were you?
You're right. You're probably gonna have to tell me that 10 more times
I'll do it a million, my love.
because it's a lot to change your way of thinking. So I'm wondering, how did you come up with this? How did you come up with this?
Oh, that's backwards.
Custom made. Yeah.
Custom made. I'm designed this way. So when I speak about custom made, it's not just how you're designed. In other words, like my brain, the way it assesses, the way it thinks, the way it picks up on things, the way it breaks it down. I come up with solutions before people know there's a problem. It's not just how I'm designed, but it's how my life has been designed leading up to this moment, setting everything up so perfectly to educate me. So I picked the wrong people for the most obvious of reasons, for the most common reason: abusive mom, abusive relationship, low self esteem, guys who cheated on me. And so I have the history that has become my superpower because I get to say, I know what you've been through and I know why you did it.
Yes. But I mean, God, you made your husband wait 2 years, right?
I didn't make anybody do anything. That was his choice.
Right. You're right. That was, yes, you're so good with your words. You're so intentional with your words.
Yes.
One day I will be like that.
Follow my lead, baby girl. I got you.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, so then I had another, this is a curiosity question. So the end of your book talks about um, once you are married or together, like, how do you interact? And love is communication and stuff like that. Um, so I am dying to know, what is the one or two areas that maybe that you struggle with, that you have to remind yourself all the time to change your mindset or whatever?
Hmm. Where am I adjusting myself? So for me, it's, we have this go, go, go culture. You have to always be doing something. You have to be so busy all the time. And a struggle for me has been being comfortable with taking downtime, because I would take some time to myself, and my brain would say, you can't do this. You have to be working right now because it looks bad on you. Even though I'm home alone, nobody's watching. It looks bad on you to not be working. So something that I've had to do is give myself permission to be okay being okay. So that scarcity mindset, I would be like, work, 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 make my money, have my money in the bank, but it's not enough. And so there's this pressure to always be achieving, pressure to always have so much, and this sense that no matter how much you have, it's never enough. No matter what you do, it's never enough. And I've been dealing with that, and really having conversations with myself, delving into reality. I'm okay. I have a roof over my head. I've got clothing. I've got money to buy makeup. I've got a car. I've got a business that I love. I don't need to make $1 million every month. If I have slow months, that's okay. You know, if I slow down, that's okay. Just kind of getting myself okay being okay, because we live in a culture that wants you to never be okay. Holly, remember we talked about perfection? Nobody's perfect. And why we say that, and it's because we are taught we shouldn't feel okay.
You're right.
You with your note, I am perfect, you said I felt giddy saying I am perfect, and that's how they don't want you to feel. You wrote a sticky note and felt giddy. And what did that cost you? I mean, the cost of the sticky note might have been 0.00005 cents, and the cost of the ink to write that might have been 0.000000001. So it costs you less than a penny to feel giddy. And our culture doesn't want you to feel that good on no money. They want you to pay for it in capitalism.
Capitalism. Heard a lot about that lately.
Yes. I want to go over a couple points before we head out today. Um, so fake love need not apply. This is a book that I give away for free. In the link tree in my bio, there's a free book button under my freebies. And one of the things that you said is why I give this book away for free, because this is a book on recognizing posers, losers, scammers, predators, and catfish, recognizing them before you select them, getting out of that relationship. If you read this book and say, oh my God, I'm dating one of these ones. And one of the things that I teach in that book is literally how to make friends, because this is the book on how to not be prey for a predator. And you said that, I in the very beginning, you're like, I'm so happy that I read this book, No More Assholes, because it keeps me from falling for BS. And that's what a friend circle is going to do as well. A friend circle is going to point out the people you're considering that are showing red flags that you're not seeing. And they're going to help you understand what is BS in those behaviors. So a reason why I give Fake Love Need Not Apply for free is because I know the people who need it the most are the ones who don't have a strong social circle. And they need that lesson on surrounding themselves with people so that they're not lonely, falling for BS.
Yes. That's why it happens.
Yeah.
If you, I mean, the first 3 months, or well, really the first 2 months after I broke up, I had to literally schedule a girlfriend every night.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have perhaps succumbed to calling the ex back. And if you're lonely, you want to play house, right?
Yeah.
Playing house. It's not real. It's not reality. But we definitely have to work on that loneliness. So you're saying, so you said it's a free book, like you download it?
Yeah. So anybody going to my Instagram or my TikTok, there's a link tree in the bio, and there's a free book under my freebies. And the book is Fake Love Need Not Apply: How to Avoid Posers, Losers, Scammers, Predators, and Catfish. I encourage anybody go get that free book, because I teach you how to calm your mind. I teach you how to tell who's the worst of the worst so you don't pick them.
Yeah. You know, I think sometimes you don't, there might not even be a reason for what you're seeing, but you just got this gut feeling like you're
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah. So Holly, how are you feeling?
Hmm. Honestly, what comes to mind is I feel like I'm starting a new chapter, you know? I'm prepared with more knowledge, more options. That's what it feels like. I have options.
Yeah.
Like talking about men options. I just mean like I don't have to settle for what comes along in front of me. Uh so that feels, although it waffles back and forth with the scarcity mindset that I'm gonna have to meditate on and change my thought process. And ooh, what kind of mantra can I make for that?
I want you to keep thinking about the car analogy. They're out there waiting to be recognized.
Yeah. So I just made a video that I haven't posted yet last night when I was kind of stoned. I was making my video.
It's so cute. I saw a video where you're like, so I just took a gummy, so I don't know when it's gonna kick in, but let's do this TikTok.
I get most of my ideas while I'm stoned. Um, so I make my video then, but it's totally not appropriate to post. I have to redo the video the next day. You know, I got the phone down here. I'm like smoking. But anyway, um, I I had a breakthrough last night, trying to figure out what is the common denominator in these men in my past, so that I can avoid that in the future. And the common denominator was familiarity.
Yes.
I was they it was more familiar to be with their dysfunction than it was for me to be alone. I had never been alone my entire life, ever. So I just kept choosing, the demons I know
Yeah.
instead of the heaven I haven't seen. And so it's so funny because I am familiar with the assholes. So I guess I see them everywhere because
Yeah.
but if I become familiar with the men, not the guys, then I'll start to see them everywhere. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay, girl.
Yeah. Oh, we got you. Okay. You said that you're off the dating apps. At some point, let's talk about getting you back on the dating apps when you feel ready. We're going to create your bio together, okay?
Okay, that's good. Okay, so what I'm going to do this week is I'm going to read Fake Love Need Not Apply.
Read that. Yeah. I want you to work on this scarcity mindset. I want you to we didn't do your perfect man list, did we? I
It's,
don't
it's
think so, Holly. I don't think so.
so fast because I had like 50 and we got halfway through and I wasn't even halfway through my thing.
That's right.
Um,
Yes, I'm looking at it here. Non-religious, calm, uses words of affirmation. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to do some visualization. Okay.
yeah.
I want you to imagine yourself standing side by side with the person you're going to be with. Now, you see yourself very clearly. You see the man by your side. You're going to be hip to hip, like squished up against each other, arms around each other's waist. I want him to be faceless. So who knows what the face is going to be that ends up on there. So he's faceless for now. He's just a figure. Side by side, arms around each other's waist. I want you to go into a feeling. I want you to see a smile on your face, and the feeling is contentment, happiness. I want the words to be nothing to complain about. That's the words, nothing to complain about. So good, so perfect, so amazing. And let's add a little something, something on top of that. Shall we? Let's have some $100 bills floating from the sky like raindrops all around you, piling all around your feet, gathering up around you. Because why not add some money to this man manifestation?
Oh, yes, girl. That's right. I like it. Okay. So when I'm thinking about him and that there's nothing to complain about, do I go through the list of nope?
Nope, nope. It's an emotion that everything fits just right.
Yeah.
Nothing to complain about. So perfect. Look at the smile on my face. I'm so happy, and the money's raining down.
I just okay, so I mean honestly that's what I'm going away with today. The reason why I don't I have this scarcity mindset is because that's not what I'm familiar with. I'm not familiar with men like that. I'm familiar with the assholes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's why good ones.
So if you think about the restaurant industry, yeah, there's McDonald's, but there's also high-end restaurants. And you, my love, can make your way to the high-end restaurant and go have a whole ass meal.
I like it. Nothing to complain about here.
Nothing to complain about. They are out there. They are waiting for you to see them.
Have you written a book for men yet
Two,
about how to be a man versus a guy?
a dating book for men, teaching them how to be the man we're looking for and how to select the woman they want, and a relationship book for men, teaching them what I teach women on how to have a zero fight relationship.
Okay. I think you should write another one.
Oh, yeah.
I think in the same way that us women have not been taught to discern, I don't think men have either.
No.
And I think I when I got all this hate from these men this week, all I could think about was, I mean, you don't hate me, you don't know me. I know that.
Right.
You're just full of hate. How do we help these men?
It's not our job. It's their job to help themselves. It's their job to change their own mind. And if they don't want to, they never will. But if they want to, they'll go find somebody like me to help them do that. But while they're sitting in their corner, hate vomiting onto us, all we can do is say, no, I don't accept. You don't get to do that here. This is my environment, and I protect my environment.
Yes. There's not, well, I mean, I just direct them to therapy. But
Exactly.
I wish I had a good book I could recommend for them that's about how to be a man.
If they're not asking, they don't care. You know as well as I do, some people are perfectly happy being angry and toxic.
It's familiar to them.
So we let them, but here's the thing. If it's natural selection, right? If those people get sex, why would they ever change? If those people witness men getting sex, then they'll become men.
So basically, what you're saying is the women got to stop having sex.
We need to stop rewarding bad behavior, period. Is that not parenting 101?
The
Is
ladies
it?
are bad behavior. Now, obviously, that's frustrating for women because we don't want to be like, dear God, really? Are we always the one that have to like be the bigger person?
Holly, if you go in the sun, are you the one who has to put the sunscreen on your skin?
Yes.
If you go deep in the woods, are you the one that has to put the mosquito repellent on your skin? So, don't we understand the concept of protecting ourselves against what will hurt us in the world around us?
But I would prefer for the mosquitoes just to not even be there being assholes.
Right. But we accept the reality that we need to protect ourselves.
That is the reality.
Yes.
And I want to have a temper tantrum and not accept it is what it is. And I just have to put my big girl panties on and accept the reality that I am the only one that can protect myself and hold my boundaries. And those of us who don't, it's because we don't value ourselves.
And when women collectively change their selection process, the guys will collectively change their decision making process to be selected by women.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's do this. I love this. My love, Holly, thank you for this. I appreciate you.
So I didn't get to record this. Will you resend it to me?
Absolutely will. Book your next session. Let's keep chugging along with this. I am loving, loving, loving what you're doing. Hopefully next week we can get you on your laptop because on your phone we have to walkie-talkie this. So
Oh, sorry.
I don't know if you noticed, but if I talk, I can't hear you.
No, I didn't notice that at all. But um,
Okay.
but I appreciate it, and I'll figure out my camera.
Yeah. I love you, Holly. You're amazing, amazing. Looking forward to the book club. Very much looking forward to the book club.
I'll message you about a date for that.
Yeah, sounds good, my love.
Bye, honey.
Bye, lovely.